What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Feather&Field Reviews. Hopefully you guys are getting ready for the season or the first split, or depending on where you're watching, you guys are already in full-blown duck season. Today we're going to take a look at two butt up ripplers or quivers, whatever you want to call them. Same goes for the full bodies. I'll let you guys know my opinion on how they're built, how they operate. That way you can decide which one you want to run for the upcoming season. Let's get into the video. So first on the list is the Mojo full body decoy. This thing is extremely cheap, and I'll be honest, it feels pretty cheaply made. For Mojo, I really like their spinning wing decoys, but I'm not sure how well this one's going to perform. The paint scheme on it, it's fine. It'll work, and in the grand scheme of things, paint schemes don't matter all that much, especially with these, but you would expect for Mojo to put a little bit more time and effort into the actual decoy itself. It's also extremely small. Like, this is a very small decoy compared to the bucket itself. Oh, accidentally put that in the water. That's fine. It's pretty dang tiny. So you guys just saw, so to put this in, it's just 4 AA batteries. It's got a little motor and a little weight. And then this goes on to here, maybe. Hold on. Let's see. Oh, maybe. Ah, there we go. Screws on to the bottom there. It's got one tiny little plastic loop. Hopefully you guys can see that for your anchor itself. I'm really not impressed with this. I kind of had higher hopes for it when I saw it online, and then I pulled it out of the box and I was like, oh man. But let's turn it on. Oh, maybe. So set that in there. I mean, it definitely does the job. Like, hopefully you guys can see it. Wow, it actually moves the water a lot more than I thought it would. Now, this is a small little bucket of water, so it's going to be more dramatic in this than it would out on a big lake. That's weird. So when you hold it or do anything like that, it really slows down, but it's almost like as soon as you put it in the water, it goes a lot faster. I mean, here's the thing. If you are looking for a more budget-friendly option, this thing is extremely cheap. It's $40. You can find it anywhere. I just don't love the look of it. Now, it does its job. Its job is to move water and create ripples and create some motion. I just don't necessarily see this thing making it through an entire season. I could be wrong, but I don't know. It's definitely interesting. Okay, I'm going to grab the Lucky Duck full body and we will compare this to that. This is more what I'm talking about when it comes to actual duck decoys. So this is the Lucky Duck Quiver HD, I believe. Now, the crazy thing is, so the Mojo Rippler, this one comes in about $40. This one comes in right about like 60, 70. It's no more than $80 from Lucky Duck. Hopefully you guys can see. Let me get a better grip on these. Look at the size comparison. So the size comparison 1, the paint scheme 2, and then you'll actually see when this thing runs in the water, it gets it. But the paint scheme on the Lucky Duck is pretty damn good. I wouldn't really expect anything else from them. The Mojo one, I don't love. I can appreciate how on the Lucky Duck, ooh, it's all right. It's got this soft material on it, kind of movable, kind of flexes a little bit here and there. I like that just because I feel like these sort of decoys last longer. They're a little bit more durable. These hard plastic decoys just crack and break, and you kind of have to be delicate with them. Anyways, let's put that over there. I don't know if this is necessarily going to affect it a ton, but the core, like, so this is what actually is shaking and moving around. And I don't know why they have this, we'll call it a knob down here at the bottom. Obviously, there is the loop right there for your decoy or your anchor strap, but I don't know if that's just going to cause it to ripple more. I am not sure. There is the bottom of this Lucky Duck. So this, oh, maybe. I'm not gonna lie, all of these are kind of a pain in the butt to screw in. Get that locked up in there. So that's the final look. I just love the pop and the actual color on this head. And the paint scheme looks pretty damn good. I mean, there are a few little minor things. Obviously, this is not a Dave Smith decoy, but it's like 60, 70 bucks and is a Rippler. So to turn this off and on, most of them have a push button. This guy does not. It is an actual off and on switch. Let's get it turned on. And this thing like wants to jump out of your hand. So let's put this in there. Oh Lord. Oh man. This creates a lot of ripples in the water. This is probably 2 or 3 times the motion that you would get out of the Mojo. This thing looks damn good. It sits good in the water. You can tell it definitely leans a little bit more towards the front, just with the weight in there. The actual end is a little bit higher up than most regular decoys. But this thing moves a ton of water. This is crazy. I knew it was going to be a lot more movement than the, oh, I'm getting water everywhere, than the Mojo. But this thing is great. And for the price, this is pretty hard to beat. Hopefully you guys can hear that. Let's get this turned off. Oh. Okay, now that we're good. So my only complaint with this is I don't love having the weight strap down here at the bottom. I wish it would have been up here at the top, just so you could have a little bit more versatility. Say you're running, obviously you're not running this in a river that has some good speed to it, but there's plenty of little sloughs or rivers that aren't moving very fast that I hunt out here on the east. And I just feel like with the location of the anchor strap, it's going to pull it down or push it back in the water, to be determined. But besides that, the actual on-off switch is kind of a pain in the butt when this thing is shaking and going crazy. Kind of hard because it's so small to get your fingers in there and turn it. But besides that, I think as far as ripplers go, for the price, this is spot on. It's big. It's going to make a ton of movement in the water, and it's exactly what you want. So let's get into the butt up section of the decoys, and we will go from there. So this is the Mojo. I am not even going to test it. I took off the bottom, and under closer inspection, this bottom plate, the weight system, battery system, everything on the inside of this is the exact same as the full body Rippler, and I'm just not super impressed. I mean, that one's like 30 bucks. This one's like 20 bucks, 30 bucks, if that, from Mojo. I'm just kind of disappointed. The paint scheme one, they don't look great. The plastic on them feels hard and brittle, and I just feel like they would get broke a lot. Now, the Mojo spinning wings, I really like. I think they kind of cheaped out on these. Even the motor in them is extremely tiny. Now, yes, is it going to work? Probably, is it going to last? I don't know. We will see as the season progresses. But we are going, ooh, don't mind that. We are going to test this butt up from G&H. It's about twice the size as the Mojo, which I like. So this screws down here into the bottom. Tighten that up. This still has that hard plastic feel to it, but it feels more dense. This weighs a little bit more. I like the paint scheme on it. It's got some good flash on the top, which is important. And then I really appreciate how they actually add this strap to the bottom. One, if you want to just carry it, or you can just add your anchors straight to this. And the where it attaches down here on the bottom, it's actually a thick, hard piece of plastic, which I think is going to be a lot more durable. The other thing I really like is the entire cutout or inside of the decoy. It's not just glued on there. It's actually screwed in, and then obviously it has some glue. But the durability aspect on this butt up, I really like. So let's turn it on. Oh, wow. This is a lot faster than the Lucky Duck or the Mojo. Holy cow. That thing rips. So, to put this in perspective, the Lucky Duck and the other Mojo, when they're spinning, you can almost feel it. This is moving extremely fast and moving a ton of water. Hopefully, you guys can see. This is going to look awesome out in the water. All the water around it is moving like crazy. Holy cow. Hopefully you guys can see, and hopefully the camera's picking up like how much this thing is actually moving and the water around it. So, all right, let's shut this off. And he can just stay there. So, I like how this sits down in the water line a little bit further than the other decoys. The other decoys kind of sit on top, and it moves a lot of water, especially the full body Lucky Duck, because it has that nub down at the end, and it's just a pretty big decoy. But hopefully you guys can see. So this sits in the water line just right above where the top of that lake comes up to. I like that a lot. Well, there you have it. As far as ripplers for this season, I'm definitely going to be running the Lucky Duck, that full body, the HD. It's about $65. And then this one is about $40. So $100 between two motion decoys. And ripplers are perfect. The water splashers and all that stuff is great, but they are just a lot easier to break, and there's a lot more maintenance. And we are trying to eliminate as much of that as possible in the hunting world. Thank you guys. If you made it to the end of the video, please go ahead and hit the like button and go ahead and subscribe. I'm really trying to grow this channel. I can't monetize anything until I hit 1,000 subscribers. So if you could help me out, that would be awesome. As always, thank you guys, and we will see you on the next one. Peace.